So I would now love to introduce to you a special lady who reminds me of myself. Boys, come here. What's your name? Ian? Ian? He's so embarrassed right now. And what's your name? Zach, how old are you? 13. 13 and 15. Well, you see, I used to go to yoga classes in the morning at 5:30 before I started work with HSBC at 7. And I would drag my little one, who was this age, with me to sit just like these two are sitting, because I had stuff to do. I was multitasking. So Mummy is just here, and her name is Dr. Haidi, and these are her two beautiful boys. So you can see she's multitasking, right? Now, are we proud of our mum, Ian?
Of course.
Oh, did you hear that? Of course. Round of applause for Ian, of course. And what's the things that Mummy does with you, Zach, that you absolutely love?
When I ask her for something and then she gets me like what I asked for.
That sounds typical of a man. When she asks me for something and she gets it. Well, Zach, we appreciate your honesty. Thank you, boys. Just take your seats. Dr. Haidi. I'm loving her approach, right? Because she's making it real. She's doing stuff and she's bringing her young men. You see, the thing with Haidi is she's not raising boys. She's raising men for the future. So when she sows these seeds, that's how she's going to be making a difference. And those of you that have got boys, take care. The girls need to have a voice, but the men that you're raising need to know how to respect that voice and not call it nagging. Don't get me started in here today, all right? So when I look at the brain, it's left and it's right. And we have a genetic scientist in the house, Dr. Haidi. But she's a goodwill ambassador for Australia. It's kind of weird, right? Because she's all scientific and she knows the detail and the data. And then lo and behold, what she's doing, ladies, she's actually dealing with the heart issues. She's representing those that don't have a voice. Now, at the age of 7, she decided that she was going to be school captain. And since that time, she's represented those that are less fortunate from her. And a few years ago, unfortunately, Haidi got into an accident and has a disability. And so that's why today she's speaking from that voice of goodwill. So I think I've said enough about Haidi, and I'm going to speak to Zach later on to see what she can buy me for me speaking so well about her. Zach, that's a deal, right? But without any further delay, I would love for you to give a round of applause to Dr. Haidi.
Thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed, honestly. I don't know that I'm this great, but I know that I'm great because I'm here and I'm among all of those great women. Today, I was so fascinated with the talks before me, and it's always the lucky last. Either have to wrap it up and cheat from what people been saying, or try actually to have his own voice. I'm lucky that I'm actually will be talking about something new in the MENA region, which is empowering women with disabilities. And I will not call them women with disabilities, but that's what they call it worldwide, even in the Human Rights Declaration of the UN. But one of the initiatives I'm standing behind, being inspired by UAE, that's why I'm here today, to celebrate the land, giving us a great name to be proud of, the people of determination. So I want to thank deeply the people of Dubai, the people of Abu Dhabi, firstly for hosting us here, secondly to be our focal point between the Western society and the Middle Eastern society. Of course, you speak about my background, but today, I will talk about my life story. It's not easy for any leader to share the life story. It's so private. Some of it, it's really a sad moments, and some of them are very grateful moments. Some of them, when I sit on the bed, have no one among me, not because no one wants to be beside me, but actually because I choose to be lonely. And sometimes, when I have audience of 5,000 people listening to me as a public speaker and as empowering women speaker. So I have both. So I will be taking you on actually emotional roller coaster. So be prepared for the ride. I will not take you to the deep side of sadness. I'm a Global Goodwill Ambassador for a reason. I have been chosen by my colleagues, and it's two ways. Either you nominate yourself because you believe you do, or people nominating you. And I was so lucky that I have 500 women behind me nominated me for this position in Australia. The reason why? The languages I speak 5 languages, and you will be amazed, and I hope you will be speaking 3 of them already. So I speak English fluently. I speak Arabic as well. Speak German. I'm half Egyptian, half German, purely Australian. So I'm a citizen of the world. That's why the inclusion is among myself. And I'm so happy and celebrating diversity within myself. And that's why I'm trying to be powerful in transferring what's inside me to everyone, that we're accepting different cultures, different religions. In my family, there are 3 religions. Imagine. There are 3 ancestors, and maybe more, because the Egyptian ancestor, it's mixed. There is some of you from Egypt know that we are mixed ancestors, not all pure Pharaoh. So imagine how diverse I am, and try to reflect this and to try to use it as a powerful weapon to actually empower people of the world or especially women from this sector, which is very underrepresented, unfortunately. However, we are 1 billion. 1 billion of the world population are people with determination. I want you to change your word of people with disabilities to people with determination. And again, we have to quote UAE. So back to the languages. I remembered them, despite I don't have slides. It's all in here. So English, Arabic, and I speak fluently kindness. Really, I speak fluently kindness. How? I've been searching every word under the earth as a synonym for kindness in all languages I know. I've been working on this for the last 3 years, getting into different cultures. And when I start to feel that there is a conflict start to be happening, especially with misunderstanding, or people from different cultures, they don't understand the traditions from this culture, or how to approach this person, I just say this word, kindness. I want all of you to think of one word, flagging the word kindness, because we will all explain it differently in our own perspective. And please write it down. Please write down what kindness means to you. Of course, not the word kindness, another synonym to the word kindness, clicked straight away. When Haidi said kindness, I thought of, and write it down, because we will use it later. Started my journey at 7 years old as a school captain. I've been nurtured as a leader. I've been told that I am a leader. My mom told me that I was a leader since I was 2 years old. Even when I started talking to her, that I was giving order and saying, I'm not having that, I will have that, even with pointing at items I want. And I guess, even if I wasn't a leader, having a family like that assuring me all the time that I am a leader, I am a doctor. My dad used to dress me in his lab coat, or he been a very famous surgeon, God bless his soul, and he's been telling me all the time, Dr. Haidi. Imagine having this mentality since 2 years old. What kind of inclusion you're offering? A great inclusion within the family. So I've been talking about self-inclusion at low level, family inclusion with my dad, inspiring me, and my mom telling me that I'm a leader. And those are the real game player behind who I am now. Gratitude is one of the main elements in leadership success. As a leadership expert, as a leadership consultant, I always tell my clients that all the emotional elements, it needs to be in place because they are the elements of your EQ. Emotional intelligence and emotional quotient, if you want to know what Q stands for. So don't only rely on your IQ. Your IQ is just a number, it's not a reflection of anything except your genes, and it's debatable among the scientists, and this is the science part coming on my background, telling you about the stats and data now. No 100% sure up to now that IQ by itself or intelligence by itself, which we inherited, is the main element of leadership. But what people sure, when we interview, and this is a study by Harvard Business Review, when we interview thousands of leaders, including Bill Gates, including Oprah, including all the people successful financially and economically, we found a high EQ. Those people, they are in control of their emotions, and they are in control also of their brain and aligns them well on time. They know when they can withdraw themselves from conflicts. They know well when they can speak with a very soft tone, because I want you to listen to me. So now I will play on your brains. I'll be very, very slow. And they know when they actually scream loud because they want their message to get through. This is all EQ. I want you now to read, from now on, to read more about the science of happiness and kindness as a key element of success in leadership. If you actually master this language and have it as your terminology and start to claim it in your CV, I will be honest with you, I had too many jobs and I've been asked every time why I list happiness and kindness in my languages. And this is a great starter and a trick for exec level interviews, because no ordinary people doing that. Do anyone claim that he speaks kindness? I don't think so. No one I'm aware of. But if you want to be a change and a change maker and have something different, use your EQ. All right? We will come back to the main topic. Empowering women with leadership at exec level. Oh, Heidi, are you crazy? This is what my colleagues told me. We're struggling in having our rights on normal level. And you fighting for our rights at exec level? Yes, I do. I'm so lucky to be Australian. And I will tell you about Australian experience. Why I can fight with confidence for being on board. So starting with the school board, when my kids just in prep and kinder, and we have this parents' council, and I never actually say, I want to be the president, because I know that my voice will not be heard. So this is another trick. If you play to be on the very high chair, you will not be heard. You know why? This is a question, and I want someone to answer me. Why? The president always has to be accommodating everyone else. And most of the time, when we sit at this position, we actually strain. And we have another vision and mission on our background as a president, that we have to please the CEO, we have to please the CFO, we have to please the budgets, we have to please too many things and politics which we don't need to involve in if we want to be heard. Okay? This is my trick to go to exec level. And I will tell you how I did that. So starting off with the school council, then they heard about me in the Department of Education. That there is a stunning, that's what they said, I don't say this about me, that there is a woman representing the school in a nice way. She is a strategic thinker, that's what they claim. Because another thing with EQ, don't claim things for yourself, just I'm representing the views of others. So, Department of Education, oh, Haidi, the minister wants to meet with you after being on the board of the Ministry of Education in there. Oh, well, okay, but I'm busy doing my master's and PhD in the same time. Are you crazy? And mom on the same time. And married to a lovely Middle Eastern man. And the people from this area, they will know that because of the traditions, and you said it 1,000 times since yesterday, that because of the traditions and how they're seeing us in this country as the powerhouse, because even this title, being a mom, it doesn't put me down. I felt actually I'm the powerhouse of the house. I'm the CEO. I'm the corporate manager. On those times when I actually in my house raising up my kids, I put it with, I'm just changing my mindset using the EQ. I'm here to have a generation of leaders. I'm here to help other kids, the kids to be like me, to be leaders of the future. I'm here to show them how to do the job efficiently and how to be actually a mom doing their job, ironing. I refuse to have a maid. I'm one of the people, and this is not a strength, honestly, you don't have to do that, because you have to learn how to delegate. But at some stage and at the younger age, I want to nurture my kids in my own way, so I told the maid, no, please don't feed them, I will feed them. Please don't put them to sleep, I will read a story for them. Please don't do that. So I didn't use the resources wisely at this time. However, I appreciated actually the learning I had from them. It made a very close bond to me. I didn't know it until I have my disability. When those boys became the backbone of me at a very young age, feeling responsible about their mom, not able to move her arm for a few years, and she is in pain continuously, diagnosed with chronic pain, having 30 tablets per day, and those affecting all organs among her and making her on drugs all the time, because there is no way for painkillers except very strong drugs and cannabis. To take myself out of this story, the boys inspired me. That's why I bring them. Family support is the key to success, to sit on the board. Then, board after board, until I became on 7 boards. The youngest on GTAC, Gene Technology Access Center, it's a board by Melbourne Uni. I'm telling you, if you search it on the internet, 3 of the people chairing this board are Nobel Prize achievers. What? I'm a PhD student with a Nobel Prize achiever, try to convince them with my views. Guess what? It works. In Australia, they value personal stories. And I've been very smart sharing my stories with them. How I've been juggling too many things at the same time to inspire people around me. How I've been juggling EQ to marry the Middle East with the Western society. How I've been juggling speaking different languages, language of kindness and happiness all the time, despite all the negativity around me. How many times I've been juggling issues behind my limits. I can do anything with pain. I can do anything with the medical system. I have to obey because I have no power in this until I actually felt every moment I've been broken and disheartened. It gives me a bouncing back effort to stand back high and put my head high in the sky and say, the sky is not my limit. Yes, my mind is my limit. The galaxy is my limit. So even challenging the concepts and quotes people use as sky is my limit, you can do that. So I have lots to share with you and I'm happy during social time to talk one-to-one, and I will do that because I'm very good at networking and not working as well. So I wish to thank every one of you and celebrate every one of you, to be a woman. You are a leader of the world. Keep doing what you're doing because you are great. And you will sit on any board you want because of your story. If it's authentic and comes from your heart, it will go through to the people's heart straight away. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Okay, so I would ask for eeny, meeny, miny, mo, mony, meeny, meeny, mo. You were meant to laugh, it's a joke. I'm going to ask you for one question, okay? There's somebody that I'm going to ask for one question, someone who hasn't spoken yet. And if you don't have any questions, then I'll just ask our beautiful lady, Saria, to share her question. Yes, okay, go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the chance for the
No
second
problem.
time. My question is not actually a question, it's a comment, but I need all the women in the hall to listen to it. When you said you insist on doing everything by your own, especially when it comes to family, not to allow anyone to help you to take care of your kids, to feed them, to read them a story, to be their mother. I appreciate that. But just one thing. If we are giving this time from all our personal time to raise our kids, we deserve to be served. We deserve to need someone to take our hand and help us. We need sometimes to somebody pamper us. So having nanny or having someone helping you, she will not take your place. She will not be the mother of your kids. She will not be the wife of your husband. She will not be someone else that you don't want to be. But you need someone to help you. And you deserve this. And I think you exhaust yourself until you get sick and until you lay down and you won't be able to be the one that you asked really to be.
Yep.
So ladies, allow someone to help you within your family. Your husband, give him his responsibility. Don't be the mother, the father, the husband, the wife of your own. Let them into your life and let them take their duties and share with you your responsibilities. And take time for yourself. Go to the gym. Do the dance. Read a book before you sleep. Read for them and take your time as well before you end of the day. So don't exhaust yourself.
Thank you.
You are an icon.
Thank you very much for your words of wisdom.
Thank you.